It looks good. I like it. These guys over here just seem to be loaded from top to bottom. What's really the key to riding?
Well, one, they're a very unique team. That they're one of the teams in our league that a lot of their guys, especially when they go to Crawford, a lot of guys the same size. So they switch everything. They put you in situations where you're almost playing against the zone a lot of times, and they've got, they're a team that's extremely athletic. They can defend. They can block shots. They can play spectacular at the rim. Dominate the paint, and so they're a team that they really don't have, as you say. They're a team. They're not carried by one guy, even though Joe Johnson's their leader. It's not like he's their only guy. They have other guys that can carry them over the course of games.
Clearly, this stretch is going to be about playing teams that are obviously playing. Besides Detroit, all these teams are playing for something.
Playing for something, and their winning percentage is about 67%. So through a stretch, it's probably as high a winning percentage that you're going to play. When you look at the teams, we starting as far as with Atlanta and Orlando. Those guys are 2 and 3 in the East, and then you look going to Utah, Denver, the Lakers. Those are 3 of the top 4. So there's no question that it's going to be unbelievable challenges for our players, our young players, and it's not just playing those teams, but it's also the rest that you're getting as far as between them. But we're going to have to play a lot of people. They're going to have to play. Our bench is going to have to play a lot because otherwise, our guys get so worn down that they won't be able to compete.
Now, these guys, the Hawks, they started off really fast, and the last maybe 2 months haven't been quite as good. Have you noticed anything different about how they've been playing recently?
Well, sometimes it's just who you play, where you play them. They've had some teams that they've had some road games, but the way they play, there's certain teams, like the New York's an example. The way their style of play is conducive to play against Atlanta, so they're a team that gives them as far as problems. So with them, it's as much if the teams match up well to them. Now they match up well against Boston and some of those teams. So, like I said, we played them twice, and they've, the one game they had us down so big early, and the other game we had them down. So we'll have to see how it goes tonight.
Speaking more about 3 games in 3 days, do you coach differently tonight, or do you worry about games 2 and 3 tomorrow and the next day?
No, I mean, you worry about tonight, but you're also a little bit aware assistant coaches are going to be in charge of just making sure that we get guys some rest time. Because it's not just from the standpoint that we've got 3 games in 3 days, but they're basically 3 different cities. Because we're here, we're in Detroit, and then we're back home. And so, there's a lot of travel. We just got to get our guys as much rest as we can. But you got to take the game that's in hand, but with a little bit in the back of your head, knowing that you got to get these guys minutes you can. Tonight's a game, for example, that if we can get by without playing Earl tonight, we might not play Earl. Even though he's on the list, because they come with Crawford as a backup, one that's 6'6", big, not a great matchup for him. We better give Sean some playing time and let him match up against him.
That's for Sean, how he came out the other night playing as many minutes as he did from a health standpoint. What do you see him doing tonight in terms of minutes?
I think, he's going to be our backup, so he should be anywhere from if he's asked to go 18 to 26, 27 in that range. I don't think there should be a limit on him from the minutes because from a health standpoint.
What do you want to see from him tonight?
Just what he did last game. Show a little bit, getting a little bit more comfortable with who he's playing with, get us into our offense. He moved the ball well, got us in the spots. Just seemed to have to get into a little as far as a better flow offensively at times, and hopefully he can help do that for us. Set up some people, try to make the game a little bit easier for some of those guys.
You got the Pistons tomorrow. I know you're a competitive guy. You got to get one win.
Hey, Wizards fans.
There's no question, but we'll worry about that tomorrow. So.
Crawford has an NBA record with 26.
Hey, Wizards fans, this is Laura from Wizards Customer Service Department, coming to you from Office Suite 122, where you will learn everything you need to know about renewing your
Reggie was one of the best floppers in the game as far as kicking his leg out and getting a call when it probably wasn't there, and Jamal does a lot of the same thing. He creates contact because a lot of times he jumps into his shot. He doesn't go straight up and straight down. And so, and if there's any type of contact, you shouldn't get the call. So I call it gamesmanship. He's got great gamesmanship.
What kind of unique challenge will it be for Dre to go against a guy like Josh Smith as opposed to maybe a Chuck Hayes?
Well, it's against their whole front line. Whether it's Josh Smith, whether it's Horford. He has not played well against Atlanta in the 2 games we played because of their athleticism. So it's just a matter of if he's going to be able to come back after his last performance, make easy plays, and be aggressive with the ball.
Thanks,